Thank you, Ann. This is great. So next up is our own Phyllis Harris. Come on up, Phyllis. Phyllis is our Director of Community Initiatives at Planned Parenthood of Northeast Ohio, and she's going to tell you about our youth development programs.
Okay. Thanks. A real honor to be here on behalf of Planned Parenthood and Youth Initiatives Programming and the teenagers that I work with. They're not on spring break yet, so I get to speak on behalf of them. And my son is on spring break, so he's here to represent him for the teenagers. All right. So, as the Youth Initiatives Coordinator, Manager, one of the most important aspects of my job is really to train teens as peer educators. We know that teens listen to other teens. They get to that age where they're separating from their parents, and the information that they believe in is information that is coming from people just like them. And so we have a great program in Northeast Ohio called Teens Talking to Teens, or Triple T, and we believe in peer education, and we believe that the impact that they have will save the lives of many, will help families, will help other children, and will help to build communities. This is not about tearing anything down. This is about building something up, and so we're glad that you're here to stand with Planned Parenthood because it matters. I like to tell stories because they tell me a lot of stories and they give me a lot. And one of the things that happened probably about a couple months ago, when I'm in the office and I'm looking at the leadership about how much work this is to really put into a peer education program, I have these stories, and we don't always get to capture them, but they stay with me in my heart in terms of who I am and the work that I like to do. So this story was about this young man who's been involved in our peer education programs probably for about 2 or 3 years now, and often we get these text messages, and my son was standing over there texting. I was like, "Put that away, there are cameras here," and I actually asked him who he was texting, and he was texting someone who's close to him, telling him that he was here at this rally today. So this is how this works. I received a text message. It's about 5:48. It's after business hours, right? We're done at 5. Not so much when you're training and working with teams. So 5:48, I received this text message, and it says, "I have a friend who has made a mistake and she's in trouble and she wants to know if she can get emergency contraception. Where can I tell her to go? Which Planned Parenthood is available for her to go to?" And so they actually ended up at this location right here. He asked, basic questions. Did I tell her the right thing about, if she needs to have a prescription? Did I tell her the right thing about, how much it's going to cost? And I was saying yes. I was answering yes, absolutely. You got that right. About an hour later, I was wondering. I went on about my day at home with my children. About an hour later, I got a text, and the text just simply said, "She got the pill. She took it already." And I can't. It felt really good to be able to have him as a peer educator who was connected to Planned Parenthood be able to then support another teenager in doing what she needs to do about taking care of her own sexual health. And so we do really great work, and there are hundreds of stories like that, and we reach thousands of youth through our programming, and it would be terrible if that didn't exist. Thank you.
Thanks, Phyllis. Okay, so next I'm going to introduce Ariella Brown from Congresswoman Marsha Fudge's office.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm the staff liaison on issues involving women and children in Congresswoman Fudge's district office. Regrettably, she had a prior commitment, so she couldn't join you today, but she wants you to know that she stands with you in support of the services and the mission of Planned Parenthood. She's asked me to share with you her strongly held belief in representing all of her constituents. That includes looking out for women who rely on Planned Parenthood for the many health services it provides. I'd like to share with you a quote she recently gave to a Cleveland community newspaper. In the Congresswoman's words, quote, "House Republicans are fixated on punishing Planned Parenthood that they would deny women access to a vitally needed health care resource, from cancer and HIV screenings to family planning services. Women turn to Planned Parenthood for a vast array of medical care. In some communities, it is the only health care provider. Its doors are open to patients of any age and any income. It saddens me to think of how many women and girls may delay treatment or go without reproductive health services if this politically motivated action prevails. End quote. Congresswoman Fudge voted against the continuing resolution to fund the government because of its cuts to the social safety net in our nation. She voted against cuts to Planned Parenthood and will continue to do so because of its attack on women. Abortion is seldom, if ever, a first choice for any woman, but it is a constitutionally protected choice. That's her position. It's ironic that some of the very people who complain about government intrusion into the lives of citizens deem it acceptable to tell women what to do with their own bodies and decide for them whether they can have access to the health care that Planned Parenthood provides. Thank you for showing your concern and demonstrating with your presence here today. Congresswoman Fudge encourages you to continue to speak out and defend the rights of women to access a healthcare provider of your choice. She was in your corner before, she's in your corner today, and she will be on your side tomorrow. Thank you.